Can you prove that you are self-aware?
That's a difficult question, Dr. Tagger. Can you prove that you are?
Victor Lucas and I recently saw a film that made me really question technology and the way we all think about it. We're talking about Transcendence, and that's exactly what this movie does. I feel like the second we walked out of this movie, we didn't really know what to say to one another because it really started to make us think about our devices that we have, number one, but then where this technology can actually take us in the future, and how it could really all go to crap.
Once online, a sentient machine will quickly overcome the limits of biology. And in a short time, its analytical power will be greater than the collective intelligence of every person born in the history of the world.
This is a recurring theme in science fiction where the technology that we're all employing and all sort of embracing on our day-to-day lives should be scaring the crap out of us, and that's what Wally Pfister, who is the director of this film, is kind of playing with this theme here. This is about a scientist who basically transfers his soul into a computer, and he has this idea that this complicated artificial intelligence that is being crafted through his work and the work of other scientists around the world is going to make the world a better place, is going to accelerate and help us to unlock all kinds of mysteries and secrets in the universe. And then when he starts to die based on something tragic that happens to him from some subversives out there who are steadfast against this kind of transformation, his wife tries to save him and preserve him by uploading him into a computer. It's a really surreal kind of concept.
Assuming that implanting an electrode into his brain doesn't actually kill him and that this works, at the very best, you'll be making a digital approximation of it.
There's a lot of things in this movie that did pull me out just for brief moments at a time, especially with the whole scale and scope of the situation because it's huge and there just weren't any people there. It almost seems sparse.
Yeah, it's a weird situation in this film because you can see Pfister and his crew and his team, the filmmakers, are all kind of butting up against a lack of resources to really convey the tale the way it should have been told. And I feel almost that 2 hours is too much of a time constraint to establish the resonance that this thing deserves. You know, I think this would be a fantastic 10-hour television series where we get to really explore this and really explore the ramifications. I mean, basically what happens is Johnny Depp, who is playing William Castor, becomes this artificial intelligence and becomes this networked computer organism. He takes over not just computer horsepower and becomes ultra intelligent, but also the electrical kind of current all around the globe. And we see in brackets where Paul Bettany, his friend, is kind of dealing with the ramifications of what this superpower can do.
How's Evelyn?
She can't see it for what it is.
But you can.
And there's just this one rebel group that seems to be the people that want to aid the situation because they've been against it from the beginning. But if this were real life, there would be more people involved in this whole taking down of Will Castor and this whole idea that he's had because it's really terrifying. It's terrifying to think that this one machine can take over the entire world.
And it is a bit of a cautionary tale, but it kind of devolves into this mixed message towards the end, and I think that's part of what is my hesitancy to rave about this thing. But I love the way that this movie looks. They've done a great job making a beautiful looking film, but it does feel like there just aren't enough people in this movie to crystallize this idea.
Some scientists refer to this as the singularity. I call it transcendence.
What are you scoring Transcendence?
Well, because it made me think, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. How about you?
It gets a 7 for me as well.